It's fine, sweetie.
What up?
What's going on with you?
Not much. It's been an interesting week, the end of September. I mean, technically, I guess September still ends next week, but it's been just weird. My one of my best friends is moving out of the state. So,
And end of an era.
end of an era. She's wrapping up her apartment and
Man, that's
giving
just
away a
so
lot of stuff.
crazy.
Yeah, should be interesting. The kids had soccer and, just lots going on. So, welcome to October, bitches.
What was it like? I still have you that bitches.
Yeah. Let's see. What crazy mess has been going on this week?
Jesus Christ, there's just too much to fucking
Yeah, that's kind of always
for
something, right? I feel like,
for
um,
some
mm,
fucking reason we're gonna have every fucking high ranking general and the President of the United States and the Secretary of Defense in one location that we've pre announced.
Secretary of War.
Oh, excuse me. I forgot that it was pussy ass pussy shit. They call it
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah.
You know, I just
I was
wanted to
like,
say
yeah, whatever. What were you going to say?
this is what's really fucking annoying to me, and it has been annoying since November, is like people not understanding why we do things. Like people don't understand diplomacy, people don't understand propaganda, right? But,
Hmm.
but both of those things they think that they understand. So like the whole bullshit of like you just need to go in there and in negotiations you just need to be a badass, a hard ass, blah 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 blah. When that's what really it got us in trouble with fucking China, right? Like everybody keeps going, well, the tariffs, the tariffs, the tariffs. I'm like, no. When JD fucking Vance got on the TV and called him a bunch of sweatshop working peasants, they said we won't buy a single fucking bean. We will not talk to you about it at all until you apologize. And nobody's apologized and nobody's acknowledging that. And so what did China do? They went and gave money to fucking Argentina to expand their soybeans. They were like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not buying your fucking beans. Fuck you. You called me a peasant. And who loves honor more than the fucking East Asians? Nobody.
Yeah.
They're an
Yeah.
honorable culture. So you can't just fucking talk to them any kind of fucking way that you want to. I cussed a lot there. Sorry.
That's all right. I mean, I do think that, like, I also really wonder, like, if you think you're the biggest baddest and you like, keen as mas macho, and you're like gonna walk into a room and like just use your man body to like bull guard people. Like, do you think like no other country is doing that too?
Right.
Like again, y'all, I don't know. I feel like, but I just feel like JD Vance takes money to say whatever the fuck people say to say, because I just like at this point don't believe he like has a working functioning brain. Like, I'll just take a page out of Charlie Kirk's book and say he does not have the brain processing power
Right.
to make an original decision. He's just like a talking puppet, and whoever pays him, he'll say what they want. So, yeah,
Speaking of,
maybe
that's the
he
other fucking thing that I'm so
actually,
fucking
yeah.
sick of too is like white leftists and liberals in particular, like when they are trying to defend DEI, right? So like the whole CK thing. When I see a black pilot, I have to wonder if they're qualified to be there. And then people go, they start defending DEI. And I'm like, again, if you understand how propaganda works and how rhetoric works, he dropped the premise and then you attack the idea, right? They know what the fuck it means. They understand it. They understand that who benefits more from it, which is white women and rural people. They benefit way more from affirmative action in DEI than any black person. But the premise that
Mm,
got dropped, the thing that we all have to tacitly agree on in order to start then talking about DEI is the idea that anytime I see a black person, they didn't deserve to be there.
right.
Like that's what we're dropping, and we're all tacitly agreeing on it when we just start talking about DEI. I don't even give a fuck. Like you don't know those people's hiring practices. You don't fucking know who applied for a job at the same time that I applied for a job. And then all of that, all of that only matters if you think that somebody deserved to have that job,
Yeah.
that it was somebody's for me to take.
Right.
It was an open fucking position, right?
Right.
Like I was listening to like Joy Reid talk about it. And she's like, yeah, like he's attacking me, but I'm
A
in the 94th,
4.2.
right, a 4.2, and I'm in the 94th percentile of all the people that took the SAT the same time that I did.
Hmm.
So like, who is gonna beat me? Like,
Yeah.
whose fucking spot could I possibly have taken? They were happy to have me.
Right. Yeah, it's dumb. Like yeah, I guess like what you'd have to divorce what you'd have to like stop thinking about is like the fact that like people were jumping through hoops to not accept brilliant black people
Right,
and yeah, or Asians. Like even when they're like you guys are taking Asian spots too. Like no, that's not what's happening. Even when they like were like, okay, well, we've gotten rid of affirmative action, then the folks who had sued were like, oh, we're still not as high as they think because they've bought into the idea that black people are like sitting around not graduating high school at all and then deciding I want to go to Harvard and then like accidentally falling into Harvard. And that's just
right.
like
And
not
like,
a thing.
and I was talking to my husband about it, and here he brought this up, and I don't even know if he meant to, but he's like, I'm sure we could go and get the statistics of all the people who fly planes and like look at them, and I bet most people, I mean, when you're talking about like Air India and Air Qatar, are not white people, and they don't seem to be a lot of crashes. So like, is he qualified to land the goddamn plane? They've been landing
Yeah,
planes
like
for
there's
fucking
no like
millennia.
quota to be like we have to pass like 50 black pilots a year or something and if we don't then no one flies.
Right. And also, these people are so wildly unqualified that they can fucking take off in the first fucking place.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, my plane
I think
might
it's
crash. Then I said, take the
exhausting.
fuck off.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to remember the book. I think it's called Just Mercy. Brian Stevenson, who's a really famous lawyer, was just on a podcast talking about how a lot of times he's like, a lot of times I go to court, I go early, I'm sitting at the table, and then a judge will walk in and say, I don't want any defendants in here early, like you have to leave. And then I explain to them I'm the attorney. And then, that's kind of goes on. And he's like, but this last time, like the guy was laughing. And then the other attorney started laughing. And he's like, and I got really angry. And he was like, and then I had to like talk to myself to get myself out of the anger because my client can't leave that county. I have the opportunity to leave and never come back.
Right.
But, I can't get upset because my client does not have that opportunity. And he's like, and, I'm a fairly successful lawyer, middle aged black man. And like, I'm still having to like basically shuck and jive for my space. And I was like, and he's like, and it's exhausting. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, even this conversation, like having to prove, you know, how a black pilot gets in their position, how having to prove that Joy Reid has to, I mean, obviously qualified to be in Harvard, having to prove that Michelle Obama qualified to be, on all these Ivy League schools, or even having to prove that Kamala Harris is black. Like
It's exhausting and it's a waste of fucking time. And it
yeah,
happens at everything. Like, my piece, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, any job that I hold, like, what difference does it fucking make, right? And
yeah,
even then, I don't think I can't think of a job where I've walked on and somebody hasn't gone, who did you know to get the job? How did you
yeah,
get this job? Bitch, I fucking applied the same way everybody else did.
right. Like we're like, oh, well, surely you know someone or whatever. But it's like, I don't know. It's just exhausting. Even like, the friend I'm talking about that moved when she came to California, I knew she had worked as a teacher before. So I was like, hey, if you want to sub here, like apply or whatever. Cause again, like subs is one of those things where like any school district you work in, you never have enough subs.
Right.
But then when she got on, it was like I had like done something spectacular for her to get a sub credential, as if
Right.
she like didn't graduate college, didn't pass a certificate of clearance, didn't like there's all these things that you have to like do to be able to get to be a sub or to be in the end she was a teacher before. So it's like, no matter what, it's like she's not even qualified to be a teacher.
Right.
Like, bro, yeah, the bar is low. Um, so yeah, I mean, I guess that brings me to like, I don't know that I'll finish. I started listening to 107 Days. To me, it was really insightful. I mean, I think it's kind of similar to when folks were watching Beyonce and the Renaissance tour, and like Beyonce was still having to like convince people that she knows what she's talking about, even on Renaissance. Like, and people were like, I can't believe like people are questioning Beyonce. And we're like, yeah, so again, it's just like it's more like exhausting. I think I'm to the part where I'm a little past it, but like the part where Trump was like, I just found out she was black, you know, and then like other people were repeating the same thing, and she
And
was
black
like,
people play into that shit so fucking hard. Like I think about I'm gonna throw dad under the bus a little bit here. Like speaking of Beyonce, like I remember or Mariah Carey. That's a better one. I remember being young
ah,
and like
yes,
and dad being like, I don't like Mariah Carey because she's only black when it's convenient. And I remember like picking that up and adopting it. And then all these years later, like we hear about her terrible fucking abusive relationship with Tony, whatever the fuck. And he was like, yeah, I didn't, he wouldn't let her wear her curly or blah, 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 blah. So it's like, as a black person, you understand how fucked up the system is and how fucked up people treat you and how shit fucking works. But we play into that shit and we're like, oh, she's only doing this because blah 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 blah. Like we never give anybody the benefit of the doubt that maybe somebody literally has her locked into a contract and in a relationship and they won't let her do anything
I mean,
else.
and I think that like again, black is not a monolith, right? So it's not like this. But so when we talk about like the black experience, it's the social construct of like walking in a room and having the appearance of being black.
Right,
Like a lot of what we talk about is like even the kid's godmother was just talking about she went to Africa this summer, and one of the folks, the tour guides there, was like, do you experience racism? Because she's lighter skinned,
right,
like surely you don't. And she's like, yeah, like it. And then in Kamala Harris's book, she talks about like, the systemic issues of like the one drop rule, and her mom knowing that they were going to be perceived as black first and
right,
raising them as proud black women. Because again, like, to try to deny that that's how the world is going to see you is like not beneficial to your self esteem
right,
or anything. Like, really, I mean, especially, I think her sister like appears more black than she does in some ways or whatever. But it was like my kids, right? It's like they know they're like people know they're mixed with something. Like even before they meet me, they're like, I feel like when that like they we would be with their babysitter, like people would be like, oh, they're like, are they black and Mexican or
right,
black and this,
right,
but it was like black and something,
right.
even without me being there. So I think that that's what we have to like we don't own a black card. Like you don't
Right.
really,
And I get so tired of so many fucking things. Like I get tired of black women, um, in particular. Well, let me not do that. I get
not
tired
don't be
of like
Kelly
the
Price or Money Long.
right. Let me not do. Let me not
Yeah.
Kelly Price. I fucking get tired of people being like, yeah, but she's like again, black people going, yeah, but they're mixed, so that doesn't count. Just because their experience is different doesn't mean that it's not that it's all good. So
Yeah. Yeah.
one, and then number two, and maybe it's because again, like as a person who, like I'm socially awkward any fucking way,
Hmm.
but also being called an Oreo for fucking ever.
Yeah.
Um, and then like having, yeah, and it took me a really long time for me to be like, having reconciled like the racism and then also being called an Oreo. And I was like, you know what? Having to try and prove that I'm black to people is fucking to black people, it's fucking stupid
Yeah.
because
You're like, bro,
every
shut the fuck
fucking
up.
experience that I have is pretty fucking black. I can't stop being it. So like every experience that I have is a black experience and it's valid, even if it doesn't look like somebody else's, right? And
Yeah.
I get so tired that we waste all of the brain power and like just fucking our voices trying to talk over each other about who deserves to be called what inside
Yeah.
of like when it's just a spectrum and we should just be celebrating all of it. Like I don't
Right.
give
Just
a
like
fuck.
like what they're trying to say, like, oh, do they know like that Jasmine Crockett went to private schools and she like again, like the black experience does not mean that you were poor. Like,
Right.
or
And
even like with Beyonce,
when we
they're
talk
like
about fucking dropping premises, the premise is that the black experience is that we're fucking poor and
that every one of us, like no
right.
one gets out. And like again, all the like, we're just so poor. And then all of a sudden we fall into Harvard. Like that's just not anyway. So yeah, so I don't know that I'll finish it. It's pretty I'm glad she wrote it. I'm glad it's out there. I'm glad it is in the world, but
It's
it's hard.
exhausting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. Especially knowing the ending. It's like watching Hamilton again. It's like, oh no, he's gonna die here. Oh
No.
no.
The day after the election, I didn't get out of bed. I just like, and I think I even had to work. I think I called in or something. And I read 4 books in a day and I read 10 books that weekend. I didn't turn anything on. I didn't scroll social media.
Yeah,
I
it was
didn't
pretty
leave the
sad.
bed. I just read. I just wanted to be in some other universe.
Yeah, I mean, especially for someone as accomplished as Kamala Harris, and then for her to still have the like, she's not even qualified, the least qualified candidate in history when they fucking literally ran a reality TV show host and a bankrupt, like, 11 times bankrupt business
Right,
owner.
right. And like the people
And
that we're talking
like,
about that they want to primary against, like Pete fucking Buttigieg has never won a national election.
yeah,
Like, who says that he, and like people are fucking crying because she was like, I don't know if people can really deal with a black woman and a gay man. And people are like, oh, what is this? They're like,
yeah. So
bitch,
you
I
didn't
said you
choose him because he's gay. Shut the fuck
fuck
up.
up. Right. Shut
Like
the fuck up.
again, like you guys have no nuance. Like it's hard, right? She's like, I love him, but like that's just like I wasn't gonna be able to do that. And I get it. And he fucking gets it. Like, and you guys are being ridiculous because like, again, they're like, and I think I saw someone was like, oh, she's got like nothing but like no accountability for herself. I'm like, that's not what happened. Yeah. But anyway. So yeah, so and in between watching that, finally started listening to Drama Free about families and like, you know, family dynamics.
It's a good book.
Really good book. And watching Wayward. I finished. I had hate watched Wayward on Netflix.
Was it just bad or was it sad or
The main character, I'm going to go ahead and say that he's the main character because I think, the basic premise is not like giving away too much, but it's like based on those like schools in Utah that you kind of hear about that are like, where you send your child when they're wayward. So, it's kind of the beginning. They like start off with these like troubled teens and like it's pretty clear that like their parents are having a hard time figuring out like what to do to get them back on the right path. They're not going to finish high school, that kind of thing. So then they end up, there's also this couple that's like moving to the place where the like school is based, and the woman in the relationship, it's a queer relationship, so it's a female to male transition, like dad, and then there's a woman and she's pregnant. And so they're moving to this place that the woman has graduated school from. And it's like apparently her parents abandoned her, and like she was, placed in the school and like has never talked to her parents again. And y the woman who runs the school was like basically her second mom and like giving her this house and whatever. And so the man is a cop, and apparently he had some kind of like drama in a big city police place. And so like they're like, "Oh, we forgive you. You're one of us, whatever." But then he just like can't stop digging into the school
Mm.
and like discovering more and more about the school. But like every fucking turn, he's so stupid. Like I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's like, they're watching you, that they're listening to you, and then you still do dumbass shit. The like from the very beginning, someone's like, your wife's one of them. And then he's like, I love her. I love my baby mama. I'll never let her go. It's just dumb. And then he's like dumb throughout the whole thing. He just keeps being stupid.
I hate stories that rely that it could only go forward if the person's stupid. Well, there was
Yeah.
someone
I don't really think that like he had to be that dumb for it to go forward. He just did not have to be that stupid. I mean, because on the other side is like a bunch of stupid ass teenagers, and so like they're doing stupid shit, which like makes sense because they're teenagers. But then it's like, you, dude, like, why are you dumb?
right.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was
The
just really
the
frustrating.
lady, I don't the lady I've only seen like the cover for it or whatever, the title card with the short like light white blonde hair. She's the one that wrote it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So the person that's in the show wrote
Yes.
it? Okay. So that's him.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Wait, unless it's, I don't know. I haven't seen the title card, unless it's the wife.
Hang
So
on.
let me see who wrote Wayward. Well, how the fuck did they get Tony Collette in there then?
Tony Collette loves like Tony Collette is like a character actor who
She's really good.
she just also happens to be. It's like Brad Pitt is a character actor who just happens to look like a leading actor. So he takes like really weird roles, and people are like, "That's so brave," and I'm like, "No, he's just a weird character actor. Y'all just want to fuck him." And
Okay,
so
so
like,
it is the dumbass cop.
oh,
Yeah.
okay,
And
yeah,
I guess they use they them pronouns. So in the movie it's him, but in I guess in real life it's
it,
they them. But
okay.
yeah, but I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like, again, congrats on
Weird
getting
to write a
Tony
dumb
Collette
character and then cast yourself
and
as
then
the
be the guy.
yeah.
Yeah, but it was like, maybe it wasn't dumb to them. I don't know. But I was like, yeah, your character is so fucking stupid, but whatever. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
But speaking of, so I have heard other people kind of have the same opinion about it, but something that is getting like rave reviews that I want to see is One Battle After Another.
Yeah, I want to see that. Yeah, I want to see that. I was going to see that with my friend before she moved, but I don't guess that's probably going to happen. So I might just end up going and see it myself because,
I
of
feel like
course,
Leonardo DiCaprio might be a weirdo.
duh, yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
just seems like you know
I mean, I feel like all child actors are probably really weird.
if you oh that's the other thing. So like we have over the air TV, but it's like digital. So it's like one of those weird channels, those free channels on like your digital TV.
Mm.
and it was playing Conan, you know,
Mhm.
and Arnold Schwarzenegger was on there, and I was like, God, he's actually, I get it now. Like that's why he was being cast and everything because he's cute. And I was like, because when
Leonardo
you're
DiCaprio?
no, I'm talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger now.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, because when like you're young and you just see him, he's like this old man and he's gross, you know? And so he just
Mm.
keeps being this old man. I was like, I guess I'm the same age now that he was close to when he filmed that. And so now my adult eyes are like, oh, he's cute.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's such a weird
Terrible governor.
looking
I'm just kidding. But, cute. Yeah. I don't know. He makes me sad.
Arnold Schwarzenegger because he's a bad governor.
No, just I don't know. Like even this whole thing about like, the redistricting that like California's trying to
Oh,
do.
and he's like, don't do it.
He's like, yeah, a big opponent of it. And but it feels sad because it's just like, what can we do against the Texases and the you know what I mean? Like when
Yeah, I think it's bullshit. I think that people should do like you should do it. Like you're the fourth fucking largest economy in the world, and some fucking Yahoo in fucking Texas is going to boss California around. Like that
yeah,
doesn't make any fucking sense. So it diminishes everybody's fucking vote, and like we need to stop thinking about shit just staying inside of the state. Like
because
it
it's
used to be
not
that
like
way when you,
obviously
yeah.
with them sending ice in and like terrorizing everybody. It's just really sad. It's like, yeah, like for a long time it would be like, yeah, whatever happens kind of like on this grand scale, like doesn't really affect, California, but it's like having this major impact with like everybody just
Right.
being
And like
terrified.
fucking Mike fucking Johnson from Louisiana, who's like the 46th
Or
in
even
fucking
JD
education,
Vance.
is going to
I don't
fucking
want him
tell
making decisions.
California that they're not going to get fucking funding because they don't have enough conservative teachers. Whatever the motherfucker, do the
Or we
redistricting,
refuse to like make
whatever.
people use, the bathroom they were assigned at birth or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
It's
Like
stupid.
like even yeah, I don't know. It's just exhausting.
We
Again,
have to quit pretending like it's politics from.
yeah, I think that that's the other thing is like, listening to her book, there's this like all this kind of commentary about like her loyalty and what she wanted Joe's party to do and then like not being able to, like there was a part where she was like something about like someone on her campaign asking her to prove she's black or something and she was like, "What's the next thing? Then I'm going to have to like prove I'm a woman and show him my vagina?" Like whatever. And I was like, "You should have said that on TV." You know what I mean? Like you're like so concerned. Like I get it. You like have to be diplomatic in your mind, right? Because you've been a politician like all your life. And so you're like gonna keep all the like whatever. But like in real life, you probably should have just been like,
I
yeah,
do feel
so
like, yeah, I feel like people have to, and especially now, and especially like people, black people, people of color, there has to be now like this second coming of age where you're just like, fuck it. Like you just have to
yeah, because I think that like, even with Laura Loomer like talking, about Jasmine Crockett, it's like even if she came into every room and she spoke perfect academic English, like you would have something to say about her appearance, about like whatever, it's like there's always something. And so like now it's like, oh, she speaks in AAVE and she's this ghetto queen, whatever. And it's like like you're walking around here in this like clown fucking face that you paid for. And I'm supposed to believe that you're the epitome of professionalism. Like, please shut the fuck up. Like you guys are like your fucking guy is like speaking on Truth Social. He can't even say acetaminophen, and like the rest
right,
of us are
right.
supposed to believe that he's smarter than Jasmine Crockett. Like please, like it's just again exhausting and so unnecessary. But I was like, to me, it would be better if Kamala Harris, like, but she's older and she's like, that is going to take a lot of like breaking down this kind of like thought pattern because she, as she's saying, like the institution's broken. Yeah, it is. And like, it's probably not going to survive with, with old school politics. But I had this thought in the shower, like, what if we all just fucking voted Jill Stein in? Like, what if we just did?
Yeah, I mean, I
Fuck
kind
it.
of have had that. Like at this point, I'm like, I don't, I don't want Kamala to run in 28, like
I
maybe
don't think she will.
32, but
Yeah, I don't think she
I
will.
don't want whatever happens. It's gonna be if we get to vote and we still have democracy, like whatever
Yeah.
happens, like somebody's gonna have to clean it up, right? So it's
Yeah.
like I've been in corporate long enough to know, like when shit goes wrong, they bring in a cleanup crew, they bring in a cleanup CEO. That guy can't
Yeah.
ever stay. Like he has to come in, he has to do really harsh shit. You know what I mean? He has to fucking take it
Yeah.
on the chin and he has to get the fuck out. Like he can't stay.
Well, think about Barack's first year, right? He was like, "We're getting fucking health care through," and he just like kind of had to like ram it down their throats.
Right.
It was like that's kind of like what you almost have to do. You can't come in there and then be like, "Let's be friends." You have to be like, "No, fuck it. This is what I'm doing." And, I don't like you're going to like healthcare, babe. Just take it.
Right. And now all these people feel like healthcare has always been this way. And I'm like, no, you guys don't fucking understand the reason that we had movies like John fucking Q is because you could have health insurance and they could tell you that they're not covering shit. Like that was the first thing that I learned when I got my job because it was like I got my first out of school job where I had my own insurance in what 2006,
Yeah.
and then he was elected in 2008 or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And so having asthma and like being a fucking dumbass and telling them that I had asthma and then like getting a bill in the bill and they were like, "Sorry, you have
Yeah.
asthma. That's why you
As a
can't."
pre whatever condition and then feeling like stuck that you could never leave that job once you
Right.
get diagnosed with something because you will never have insurance for that thing again.
I worked with a woman and she had cancer. Like she had breast cancer. And it was like stage 4 is really bad. And she had to come to work every goddamn day because she couldn't lose a job.
Hmm. Because she definitely couldn't go anywhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
And people act
It's,
like now is the same and it just isn't.
yeah. That's like, I don't know. Even the people that were like, anything's better than Kamala or like, Gaza's your legacy. Is it, babe? Again, I don't know. Like when people I think that that's always like super triggering and I feel like it needs to not be because everybody's legacies are like complicated. And but when I remember when someone said that about me, like cuz I was like really trying to give this girl a chance and she kept fucking up and then they were like she's going to be your legacy and I'm like at first I was like really pissed and then I was like I've done so much. Like, how could this one thing be my legacy? And even
Right.
then, it's like, what is my legacy when it comes to her? Like, giving her second chances. Like, she's 20 something years old. And so, like, again, she hadn't worked there for like my whole career or whatever. It wasn't like I, again, found her and she was like at Starbucks and I was like, come work with me. It was like, this is a young woman who's getting into, community based organizations and she
That's
might not work
another
out
thing
here,
that
but
I'm sick of. I'm so fucking tired of. And it's really twofold. Number one, like I do think that everybody has boycott fatigue. We don't even know what we're boycotting
it
anymore or
feels like
what's the purpose
everything.
for it. Right. And so then people get on and they like see you with the wrong cup or they can tell where the fucking price tag is or whatever the fuck. And then
Yeah.
they're like, look at this fucking bitch. She's not down for the cause. And I'm like, I don't even remember what fucking cause anything is
Yeah.
at
Like
this point.
today I was like I needed to buy my kid a swimsuit and so I drove past Target to Dick's and then I was like, "Wait, isn't Dick's right leaning?" Like just shit like that where you're like,
Right.
"So, which thing?" I don't
Right.
know.
And like
Yeah.
the company, because like I can't even shop at Lowe's because the company, I think the CEO is like really left leaning, but I think the company gave money, right? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I just need a broom. Like I just need a
Yeah, I was
fucking
like
broom.
I feel like there's probably like the lesser than like, right? Like Lowe's is better than Home Depot, but Ace is where it's at.
Right. Like, can
Like
we just
wherever.
agree that we're all doing our fucking best? Number one. And then
Yeah, I
number
think that that's the
two
thing.
is like tied into that is that we could only vote for the person, support the person, listen to the person's music who's done everything perfectly and never made a misstep ever. Like
Yeah.
I get not listening to Chris Brown, that he's an unrepentant woman beater and he keeps doing it, right? I get
Yeah.
not listening to R. Kelly, right? But
Yeah.
like, I don't even give a shit about Taylor Swift. Like, you shouldn't listen to Taylor Swift. She's a fucking billionaire and she has a platform and she won't speak up. I don't give a I don't listen to Taylor Swift, but I would go listen to Taylor Swift just because I don't I can't give a shit about all of the things and never I can't put myself in a deprivation chamber and never
Yeah.
interact with someone who's imperfect and then also pretend like I'm not imperfect.
Right.
Like
You're
I
not going to
just,
be on the
you're
wrong
just not
side
interested
or
in all
make
the
the wrong decision once.
fucked
Yeah.
up shit that I've done in my life. I'm sure.
Yeah. What was that? Yeah. I don't even remember that Kendrick Lamar. He's like, if somebody kill my son, that means somebody getting killed. I'm like, yeah,
Right.
it's not. Yeah. So anyway, you were watching,
What was I
um,
saying? Oh, Generation V. So you don't watch it? It's so interesting because it's written by like Eric Kripke, right? And it's a
Eric
spin-off.
who?
Kripke, I think. Don't quote me. I can't remember who writes what. But
Okay.
so are you familiar with The Boy? They're
Yes.
like, okay, so the premise of The Boys is like it's a riff on like corporations. So this corporation Vaught um created a serum back in like the 60s and the 70s to create a super soldier, and then they commercialized it and gave it to parents so their kids could have superpowers. And these people that have superpowers are then basically they want to compete. Some of them are just company property,
Hmm.
and then some of them compete to become part of the system. Like they want to be, there's this thing called the seven. So they want to be like one of the seven superheroes. And then they get like movies and brand deals and all the shit. So that's how you get like super famous. So
Yeah.
everybody that has these powers wants to be part of the Void Thought Corporation, but of course the corporation's evil, right? So then they have these people doing all this evil shit or covering up the evil shit that they do. So that's the premise of The Boys. But then as this show goes on into later seasons, there's this character called Homelander, right? And he just gets more and more right wing and crazy. And it's not like racism because it's for suits, not like a race, but he gets more and more like this is our land and everybody else, we're better than them. It's like soup supremacy, right?
Yeah.
And so like they add in characters that are like riffs on like what we see. Like they basically have the Fox News and the Nancy Grace and all that shit. And it's funny because then it's like the Punisher, like the right wingers think that the Punisher is pro cop and like all the cops have the Punisher skull, and you're like, Frank Castle would murder you because
Yeah.
like Frank Castle doesn't like cops. I don't know if you watch the show. And so it's like that. They don't get it. So then Generation V just goes a step further because it's kids and it's college. And so it's fucking fantastic. I don't know. Like everybody should watch it. It's really hard to describe.
Yeah.
Um
I don't know. Like
great.
I don't think I watched the last season of The Boys, and so that's kind of like. But again, like the good guy was getting on my nerves. So it was like, what's his name? The one who like his wife.
Homelander.
No, the other guy, the one that's
Oh,
supposed to be the good guy.
yeah, yeah. He was getting on my nerves too. But
You're like, oh my god, you're driving me crazy. Just walk into the
shut
sun
the fuck
already.
up. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like let someone else take the helm. But I'm really glad Slow Horses is back. I'm excited about that. And yeah.
Slow Horses is so interesting because it really is like the slowest fucking show, but when it took off, it took the motherfucking off. You were like, okay. Like
Yeah, but
you
this season I feel like is already
trust
there.
the process.
What I don't understand is like how like with everything they've been through, what is this like third or fourth season?
I feel like it's the fourth.
Yeah. And then like someone's like, hey, this crazy shit is happening. I think this crazy shit is happening. And they're like, she's just a drug addict. Don't believe her. I'm like, why do you guys keep doing that? Like, you should know by now
Right.
that like everything could be a credible threat. And they're just like, psh, lay off the crack, you crazy girl.
Writers like back themselves into a corner because they're like, when you're writing something, it's really hard because you already know how it's going to turn out. So then you're like, but what would somebody who doesn't know that it's going to turn out, what
Yeah,
would
but
they
like
do?
these people should know.
They should fucking know. And like, I think like writers get themselves into trouble and make stupid fucking characters because they don't realize like the hustle and effect of writing it and then
Yeah.
overcorrecting.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, I guess what would happen? Like, how would they write it if everybody believed her? Because she was like, I need a gun. Like, we're being fucking followed and like, this shit's real. And they're like, but then you're also a drug
But it's
addict.
so easy to write it. You just go, okay, I believe you, but what the fuck are we gonna do about it? Nobody's gonna believe us.
Yeah.
Right? Like we can't just
Right.
turn around and start shooting. So it just
Right.
creates its own problems. It doesn't take you out of the story.
Right. Yeah. It's like you could do that, but like, yeah, I guess that's a whole different level of writing. But I also had this like weird thought today. Again, like when I was like, what if we just vote for Jill Stein and like fuck it? Then I was like, what if I run for politics? Like, I'm so tired of everything. What if I just get in the game? But I think I'm just gonna start going to city council meetings.
I think about
so
that too, and then I'm like, oh, and then somebody will like dig up that I was a weird.
Yeah, but then who
character or
cares?
something. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm sure there's lots of shit you could say about me because I'm definitely not as. I didn't know I was always going to be a politician like Kamala Harris. So, but I was thinking about that, like in terms of like writing the TV shows. It's like they're always so frustrating. It's like maybe we should just write one, like fucking May, whatever the fuck their name is, because apparently they wrote a show and it got picked up by Netflix, and then Toni Collette is in it, even though it's fucking stupid. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, maybe one of these days.
We should write a show.
Yeah. Oh well. All right. Well, it has been a pleasure.
I love you.
I love you too. And it is another episode of It's Fine, sweetie.
It's
Okay. See you next time.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the It's Fine, Sweetie podcast.